Hello, my fellow perfume detectives. Welcome to Perfume Mystery. This is part 3. And today we are breaking the mold. Um, Up to this date, I've been delving into more masculine, maybe more, say, even unisex perfumes. But today I would like this to be a statement of us not focusing solely on what's masculine, what's perfect for me, but also on, say, perfumes for women, perfumes for different type of occasion. And today we have a very, very interesting case. Now, where should I start? I think that today we are looking at a brand that is predominantly um, centered around cosmetics, around very responsible approach to, say, growing old and care for basically mainly women's skin. This is a very much an Eastern company from Japan. That's the whole philosophy is to bring a bit of the Eastern world to Western society. So that means being true to basic concepts, respect towards nature, respect towards oneself. And I like this very much, but I wasn't aware of this when when I discovered the perfume itself. So as I said, a Japanese brand called Annayake. Um, you On the thumbnail you can see that it's Annayake. I just wanted to make a bit of an intro for the company. I think it's a very cool concept for a brand. I haven't tried any of the skincare, though I do use skincare regularly, so I cannot tell you more about that. But as for our today's culprit, today case, we are looking at a series of perfumes, of which I have chosen one that I've bought first, and this series is centered around the concept of four elements. So I have blurred or grayscaled the picture, so you aren't able to tell probably right away which one this is. But today we are looking at a very floral, very powdery and powerful fragrance, which is interesting because from the scent profile you could see dominant notes of different kind of florals, including iris, including freesia, including what was the yes, there's jasmine as well. It's a very, how would you describe it? Very green floral, where you can even feel a bit of the leaves, not only the petals. And I love these kinds of scents. It also similar to this is Lily of the Valley, which in this one doesn't figure, but it's kind of very similar scent profile if you want to um, attribute it to something else as well. Um, so that's kind of the main notes of the profile. Very, very floral, very powdery, and very powerful. So this isn't your easy virgin maiden floral perfume sweet. This really isn't it. This compared to what mostly you can think about when you hear jasmine. You think about some light florals, some white floral perfumes. This isn't light. So first of all, a very outward fragrance. I would say it is a very nice sillage, very nice projection. So definitely something that's more suited for evening or winter wear, which is interesting again. Now, that isn't probably a much of a hint if you don't hold the bottle in your hand. But if you were to scout a bit and look through Anayake's fragrances, you might find this. But yeah, it's a series centered around four major elements, so fire, earth, air and water, and it's a very interesting, and I would say the perfumes do hold true to this concept. It's a very interesting concept, um, where I have chosen as my first experiment a fragrance for women, and I don't regret it. So again, this is something that if you are proud or if you are confident enough, you can wear this. And I think it is very heavily feminine, very heavily. But that doesn't mean only for females. Remember, that's not my approach. My approach is feminine, might be a different scent profile, but definitely not meaning only for females. So, so yeah, that's kind of the profile. It's very strong. Again, be careful if you're blind buying this. Expect a very strong, very gripping floral fragrance that's a bit heavy on the nose. That's not an easy summer wear, but that might be for someone as interesting as for me. It has a bit of a woody undertone, so it is again kind of dry, dry and heavier on the nose, bit spicy floral, say. And well, I think that with this we have, I think, the last hint that I can drop for you before we move into revealing the culprit. But before I do that, I just apply our first test. So again, just spray the paper. We will of course try this. Oh, and oh my God, it's already such a strong attacking smell when you a scent when you apply it. You can immediately notice this isn't really something that's subtle. It's very much in your face, and it does have this feeling of a bit of a soap, of course, maybe those skin creams from Nivea, or something like this. Some really cosmetic feeling almost that does go hand in hand with what the creator, what the company offers next to these perfumes. So it does make a bit of a sense. But yeah, so that's it. I can already get a or like the room is filled with this. So let me just, yeah, as I said, it's a very soapy and pleasant floral, but strong and kind of on in your nose. You cannot ignore it kind of scent that has that hint of green leaves among it. So again, very similar to, or the most common I can see usually is Lily of the Valley, that has the same effect or very similar effect. Excuse me. It's drier, it's powdery, so there's of course the iris making it move into the drier side, but also the jasmine still holds a bit of that creamy sweetness that is sometimes associated with white floral fragrances, but there's definitely more on the powdery, on the dry side, just so you know. Now, as I said, the last bit of hint I have for you today is who would be indeed the ideal wearer from a fiction that we know and love. And since for me, the closest to my heart is something like Game of Thrones, or high sword and sorcery fantasy, so Lord of the Rings. Star Wars as well, by the way. So when I would choose from this one, where I would aim is someone who is majestic, who is very calm but confident. And I think that with this, it has, again, it's a feminine fragrance. So again, we will choose a female protagonist for this case. And today it's gonna be Galadriel, and I've thought about it, but it's just that majesty and the pureness that this brings with it And if you get a whiff um, of the heart of the perfume, when a bit of the base notes, but that's mainly the jasmine, start to dissolve, we get more and more into the powdery cleanliness, the soapiness that you can get from these kind of fragrances and scent notes. So expect for Galadriel, you would expect something that's ethereal, but if you think about how calm and confident and collected she is, you would also kind of expect something that's a bit more into the confident side, right? So a bit more powerful, a bit more, bit stronger and noticeable, while still keeping this the clean profile and that inoffensive kind of scent. So Galadriel for us is the ideal wearer, which I'm not, of course, but let me tell you, as a guy, this has been rated on Fragrantica as mostly feminine fragrance, and I would agree with it, and I still don't care, and I love this fragrance with my heart. It has been one of my best buys last year, even though it I think came this year only, but I bought it last year around Christmas, and I am very much looking to explore more of this range, more of the Four Elements Annayake range. And the culprit for today, the victim, rather, maybe, it's Annayake Kogai for hair. So, Kogai means air, so this is the fragrance perfume associated with air element. For each element, you get two versions, so one for him, one for her, of course. And I haven't tried any others, but this is the air for her, or Kogai for her. And it has come in 2022. It's been released in 2022, so pretty much newer fragrance. It might be a bit difficult to get your hand on. You probably would have to go through some resellers. So the main like distributors here only do it in a partner program where they distribute it from a different seller. Different seller from another country. So keep that in mind. Maybe you would need to, look a bit before you can find it. And if we look at the manufacturing, or like the design, it's very simplistic. I like that. I like this kind of curved bottle. It's heavy, the definitely on the heavier side, which I also like. It feels more massive than flimsy. And design-wise, it's very pretty, simple, and I don't think there's much to delve into, right? So it's still keeping with the same philosophy of being something that's sensitive, that has you in mind, that brings you some very core and simplistic philosophical concepts, opens the world to towards the Eastern world about, opens the doors towards the Eastern world about, and so hence the design, which is really pretty but still keeping on the simpler side. Well done. With the bottle cap, also it's plastic, by the way. It has the metallic finish, but it's plastic. It sticks well. Also, again, we can do the ASMR test. I like this. It sticks on. It doesn't fall off. You can see very clearly that it doesn't. You probably shouldn't hold it by the cap, but it's possible to do. So you don't have to be that afraid with, as maybe with some Middle Eastern perfumes. I have very much often the problem of holding it by the cap, and you end up like this. So not this one, safe to hold as well, but I wouldn't recommend it with any of your perfumes if you like them. You never know what happens. There is something I wouldn't rate so well, and that's the atomizer. This one, it has very low range of motion, and it kind of feels like it doesn't spray enough. And this might be just me, because as I said, it's a very strong and powerful fragrance, and it's noticeable, and it stays pretty long. But it just feels like you have to apply more because it doesn't really spray that much. And we can test it because why not? I don't know if it will be visible, but maybe it will. Sorry, I will move to the camera. Not that it's in any way, shape, or form flimsy. It's not broken, and I'm using it. Doesn't feel like it will break in your hand instantly. It's just the lower range of motion kind of feels off a bit. Hard to tell why. But yeah, in itself, it's not something overthought. It's not something overly, detailed, which is fine, because this fragrance again is from a cosmetics manufacturer primarily, and it does scream that very pragmatic, very easy on the design, easy on the delivery as well. So yeah, keep that in mind. If that's something that would interest you, stay in tune for the second part of the video. I will apply this now to myself. We are going with my girlfriend, we are going outside, so we'll test it again, but this time in the environment as well. And it's pretty, cold outside, so we'll see how it stays, we'll see how it projects, and I will get back to you when I have that for you if you are interested in it. If not, feel free to tag out, and thank you for watching. See you in a bit. Magic, we're back. So as you can see, it's a bit later in the afternoon, actually, not evening, but almost. And we have, or rather I have worn Annayake Kogai for hair the whole afternoon. And I do have some final remarks and the rating for you. Now, as is customary with me, I won't be telling you how, good it is. I won't be grading it in terms of how good the perfume or the scent is. I will try to describe how it felt, what was the main, how was the evolution of it, where I think it might fit the best, and the performance, but I will leave the rest to you, and I will try to not, move you here and there, and just let you figure out what you think. But anyways, so first of all, as a general summary of what I have experienced outside and inside. Now, this the perfume is perfectly fit for winter. It is intense enough fragrance, and I would say it maybe even is better suited for winter. Now, I have got reaction from my fiance. She said it does smell a bit like an older woman or elegant woman, so you have to be prepared for that. If you're a guy like me and you like this fragrance, you can absolutely rock it, but you have to be a bit confident and give less F's than with some macho masculine sense. But for me, I approach it as if I like the smell, if I like the scent, I wear the fragrance and no one can stop me, and that's my approach. So feel free to adopt that one, but just be prepared that someone might think that you kind of smell like an older woman. Okay, but So throughout the day, I would say that it is more intimate. It's not as in your face in terms of if you wear it longer. Some fragrances you can catch a whiff, and it's always like, oh wow, and it's very recognizable. This one, if you wear it, you can sometimes notice it, and it's very much this background scent, this background fragrance that's the floral notes kind of underline whatever you are doing, and it's kind of this balsamic, pure, light scent in the back of your mind. It's not very much in your face. It does have that quality or intensity, but only at the beginning. Now, this might be because in the beginning you can get stronger, more intense feeling from it, thanks to the pepper and mandarin notes. Now, these two I would say, aren't recognizable in the scent. I would say that they more add towards the spicy nature, the spicy opening that's harder, and more intense in your nose. So that's probably the role of it, but it isn't like you won't smell any mandarins. That's no, and pepper just intensifies the overall floral, spicy floral character of the fragrance. Now, after a couple hours, it will move towards a skin scent. It's very hard to notice it if you aren't, trying. I think I did catch, even after like 3-4 hours, I did catch a whiff where you have this. Okay, what was that? Like, did I smell some flowers? And it's very light. It's barely noticeable, but that doesn't mean that as a skin scent it disappears. So it does move to the background, but it isn't. It isn't any less recognizable on your skin. So if we do a test on the paper and on my skin. Yeah, so it is still very much recognizable. It didn't go anywhere, but since in the beginning those more spicy notes kind of evolve towards the iris, freesia. There's also peony in it. That was the third flower I missed previously. And woody, kind of the woody base of dry woody base of the fragrance. So you have to be prepared that as this evolves, it gets very powdery, dry, soapy scent. That's kind of like cleanliness. It's I guess it's a bit of my preferred character of scents when they evolve. That it gets more towards the powdery, the drier finishes rather than maybe the sweet ones with vanilla notes. Now, if you look at Fragrantica, this one does have vanilla listed in its base. Be prepared. No, you probably won't be able to recognize any of it here. And it has been 5 hours roughly. I can't find any vanilla in it. So very much a powdery, soapy finish that's calming, that's balsamic. So be prepared for that. There's some cedarwood and sandalwood, so these two kind of create that drier, woody finish, but it still very much retains the white, sorry, not white, but the dry florals of iris, freesia. So you still get the same kind of character. It doesn't really change that much. The florals don't disappear. You mostly just get a cleaner, soapier and less spicy finish than, or rather, spicy character than what you got in the beginning. So it's more pleasant, less prominent, very much a subtle skin scent after a couple hours, but that's completely fine. Still very much recognizable in my hand, and it's still also recognizable when someone hugs you or anything gets a little bit more intimate. It's still very, very recognizable. It doesn't, it's not a weak skin scent, but it loses most of its projection over time. So be prepared for that. But I like it. I still love the fragrance. I still think it's a very beautiful and very pure one. Now, let's see. So, first of all, if you try this fragrance, please let me know in the comments what you thought about it. If you experimented with it, maybe mixed it with something, anything you have, any interesting stories, please leave in the comments. If I helped you or inspired you, maybe you want to try the fragrance, even perhaps ask me something about it, then please let me know as well. But we will move to the final rating card, or rather, final, let's say, minute of rating. First of all, I have personality. I gave this 4 out of 10, mostly because this is a very classic powdery floral fragrance. It's very prominent on the iris and freesia notes. So like spicy florals, spicy dry florals, but it's nothing it's nothing revolutionary. If you're looking for something that takes your taste buds, not taste buds, but takes your nose to another galaxy, this probably isn't it. But it's still the fact that it's heavy on the florals, that it's a bit more suited towards winter and evening, is what I like about it. It's not the virgin floral, white floral fragrance that you would maybe expect if you look at the notes. So I gave it 4 out of 10, pretty much where I think it fits. Now for longevity, it's very solid. I'm not sure I would say 6 or 7 out of 10. My problem, not problem, but it's because I would say that the fact that it loses the projection might, for someone, in terms of longevity, seem like a disadvantage or a con. But it still, yeah, it still holds very well. Bear in mind that I am an active guy, so it might be different if you are one of the female audience, maybe, if I have any. Bear in mind that it might work, of course, differently, and my skin chemistry, especially, is very aggressive. So it might, for some, it might hold even longer and be very much more prominent than for me. I don't know. Just presenting, I would say 6 out of 10, maybe 7. In terms of sillage, now this is hard. In the beginning, I would say very strong, around 7 to 8. But as I said, it loses it over time, and the trail that you would leave, which is prominent, is strong at in the beginning, would mostly disappear and be very, very much intimate. So as it moves, I would say that it gets more towards 5-ish levels, so very average sillage, but that's pretty normal with fragrances. But just be prepared if you are looking for a head turner. In the beginning, this one, yes. As the time progresses, maybe gets more on the intimate side. And that leaves price point. So my bottle came at, I believe, around 80 USD, which is a very, very good price. It's nothing overpriced. It doesn't have that brand plague, where you're basically paying the designer brand, but it also isn't the cheapest one. So I would say around 8 out of 10, because you really get nice quality out of this, meaning quality of the design, meaning quality of the fragrance as well. So yeah, 8 out of 10. And by the way, it was 80 USD for 100 milliliter bottle. So yeah, So that's it. That's my four ratings. But yeah, if I would have to summarize it in one sentence, this is a heavy, very vivid floral and spicy floral fragrance that is very feminine, but also very confident. So pure, confident, feminine scent. Heavy on the dry florals like iris and freesia. It's very linear and very clean. So you probably won't anger anyone. And if you are looking for some clean floral scent for winter, this is your hit. But yeah, anyways, this is all for now. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you hate it, please dislike, because then at least I will know where I can improve. And it was very lovely meeting you in the third part of Perfume Mystery. So let's see you next time, where we probably have a look at something heavier, maybe more masculine and more interesting also for the macho guys. Yeah, so that's all. Take care and see you, everyone.